But of course, your mate Kavem Hodge, barring his nut stops, he batted really well. Scored 71 along with Joshua De Silva. He scored 79, and Hodge's knock was a bit, there were a few chances in there. Some balls were running through the slip cordon or whatever. De Silva's wasn't. It was a chanceless knock. It was spotless, and he's someone who I have enjoyed watching bat in the past as well. I always felt like he's a better batter than those numbers suggest, and it was a really mature innings because the West Indies were reeling at 5 for 64. It seemed like, oh, this is going to be another one of those Test matches where Mitchell Stark is going to destroy the opposition in a day-night test with the pink ball, and he turned, or both of those guys turned that narrative around. They put up a partnership of 149. And it was just like one of the best defiance acts that I've seen in recent times, because the game was supposed to be done and dusted on day one, and the West Indies won it on day four.
I think with Josh De Silva, it's worth remembering, how old do you think he is?
Probably 30 by now, no?
So Joshua De Silva is, if I'm not mistaken, 25.
Oh, wow. I was 5 years off.
He looks older, to be fair, and he's been playing for ages.
He's been playing for a while.
So that's a perfect. I think a lot of people would assume he is. You went for 30. I would have thought a lot of people would have assumed 28, 29, 30, 31. Right?
A fantastic keeper to add. Love his glove work.
So the point being is, if he was playing for New Zealand or Sri Lanka, they probably would have been able to pick other players till he was at least 21, 22, right? And then he would have come into the side. If he was playing for India or Australia or South Africa or England, they could have waited till he was 24, 25, 26, Pakistan, right? These sorts of sides.
Yeah.
That would mean that he would be coming into the side when he had already sort of, killed in first-class cricket and was nearing his peak as a batter. He probably would just been playing, when would his first test have been? It must have been during COVID, was it?
Might have been before that. I think he might have debuted in...
I don't know when COVID was. So.
COVID was 2020, yeah, so you're right. It was during that pandemic.
The only reason I remember that is because I'm pretty sure he was on Santoki and Michelle's podcast. And that was, I think I just heard about him, and then they had him on as a guest. And I was like, I must listen to that. And then like 5 minutes later, he was playing Test cricket. I was like, wait, what's happening here? I'm not even sure if I think I went back and listened to it after he played his Test, if I remember, unless I'm misremembering all that. But the point being is, I think he started probably just, a year and a half to 2 years before he should have. So I think his overall record is partly because of that. But he's got everything he needs to be a proper wicketkeeper batter. An average from here, it was maybe not from here, but from the next year and a half, he could easily have a 4 or 5 year period where he averages low 40s, right? High 30s, low 40s. He's got everything that he needs to be able to do that. But he just hasn't developed yet. And, you see innings like that, and I've certainly seen him play some fantastic innings before, and you think, and it's like, no, he's still coming along, but he's an incredible cricketer. And I really hope that he can stick around until he reaches his peak. I think the worst case scenario would be, it keeps averaging, under 30, because he really should be batting at number 5 with his talent in this side, which would just give them an incredible amount of flexibility, right? Like, he could, if he could be a poor man's Andy Flower for the West Indies and just even average, low 40s, as I said, for a period of 5 years, they just haven't found players like that. And I think he has everything he needs, other than he's not quite confident enough to always play his attacking shots. But he's a fantastic cricketer. It was great to see him make some runs as well.